Hey everybody. I had COVID for a while. I'm still getting over it, but I finally feel good enough to paint today. So I'm going to be working on my painting of 3 from Slit Token for a little bit. I do have to go to work today, so I can't paint for too long. But I saw my palette clean here. I cleaned it while I wasn't feeling well. And I finally loaded up all my paints and I want to get started. So feel free to ask questions in the chat if you want. I'm here. Gonna be playing some AI music. I'm not sure if you can hear it right now. Should be on. I'm listening to Sleep Token on my headphones. But yeah, feel free to chat. I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna flip myself around. Okay, I've switched to my mic from my phone, so I hope you can hear me. I don't want to plug in my fancy mic right now, so I'm just going to deal with this. Anything to get me started quicker than I usually would, just because I do have to go to work today. I forgot to bring my paintbrushes over though, so I'm going to go grab those real quick. Didn't realize just how sick I'd be getting, so while I was sick, these were sitting on my palette, and I would dip them in oil every few days. And then I finally cleaned them the day before yesterday, I think. So slowly but surely, I've been getting my palette or my space ready to paint again. So I'm gonna pull up my reference photo. I haven't done that yet. So I just got started here. So I've got my reference pulled up of 3 from Sleep Token, and I'm gonna assess what I've got going on here. It's been a while since I really took a good look at it to see what I want to do to finish it. If I'm not mistaken, I wanted to work on this up here. Probably want to dull some of this maybe. I'm not too sure. It's almost done, I think. I mean, I've looked at it almost every day, and I think I'm just not real happy with how this looks up here. And maybe his eyes. I think his eyes are a little bit too brown. So I might mix up a red flesh tone to go back over the eyes, because he's a little bit too brown. So I haven't mixed any colors yet. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Get my palette knife. Got some Naples yellow out this time. I added some colors back into my palette that I haven't been using for a while. I've got a whole bunch of colors on my palette right now. It feels a little nuts because I've been using a limited plein air palette for a while. A little more than a year, I think, I've been using this plein air palette. Which is just very, very vibrant colors, and I'm used to using a little bit more of a muted palette. So I still have my plein air colors on my palette, which are some cadmium yellows. I got cadmium yellow deep, cadmium yellow medium, cad light, cad yellow light. I've got cad red light, cad red medium, cad red deep. I've got several magentas, a violet, ultramarine blue. I even added in an Indian red today. I actually haven't painted much with Indian red. I'm curious how that's going to work. If I'm going to use it, it might actually work. I wonder if I can change my view here. Nope, not while I'm live, I guess. So I can't change my camera view, but just so you know, I am mixing colors right now. If you just tuned in, I saw somebody popped on. I just got started. I'm not going to paint for too long today, but I did want to try to finish this painting. It's pretty much done. But there's just a few things I want to work on. I'm probably going to do just a little bit on it today and then take it off the easel and start working on something else. And then if I want, I'll come back to it. It's kind of what I'm doing with my other Sleep Token paintings right now. I just mixed some Indian red into some Naples yellow. Wanted to see how that would look because I'm not too happy with the orange brown look of the skin tone because that's not his skin tone. It's much lighter. There are shadows on his face though, so I just need to work in some different colors to the shadows on his face. And it's, you know, it's not a whole lot here, but I like the Naples yellow, how it's looking already. It's already brightening up the skin tone, which I was missing before, so very happy with that actually. Looks a lot better already. So here I am going in, highlighting that eyelid, that lower lid. I'm going to come in over here and add this little highlight here. It says eye. Maybe a little bit up here too. I think that's actually the punch that I need for this. Because, golly, I was getting real frustrated with the look of it before. It wasn't that I wasn't happy with it, but I was just frustrated because it didn't look like his skin tone. But I think that little touch is all I need for right now. I'll probably have to step back in a little bit. It's probably too light right here, but just wiped a little bit off. I'll probably do the same thing here. This is a lot brighter on this side, so I'll probably come back in over here, lighten that up. And I'm again using Naples yellow and a little bit Indian red. Indian red's new for me. Looks, it's not real transparent, which is different for me in terms of the reds that I use. The reds I use are pretty transparent, so it's muted with the Naples yellow that I added. Is that too much? Maybe I did too much. I don't know. I'm a little too close to it to know if it's too much or not. Let me get a paper towel. I haven't grabbed one of those yet. I got one hanging right here on my handy dandy paper rod. Holder. Paper holder. Whoa. Sorry, I have my meta glasses on, so I hear messages popping in because they have the speaker. And it scared me because it's very loud. Let's see. I remember wanting to go back into his mask to create some deeper shadows here, so I'm gonna have to mix a gray color, so bear with me a little bit here. I'm gonna put some orange on my palette and mix a little bit of blue into that. Man, it's kind of crazy. I'm already starting to feel a little bit sick again, but I just took medicine. So hopefully that'll keep it at bay. I can't believe it. It's been over a week that I've been sick. My energy levels are coming back. I'm starting to get bored, which I hadn't felt boredom in a while. I'm telling you, like for maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 days of having COVID, I did not feel bored. I was totally fine with chilling and resting. But now I'm ready to get back to work. It's a little bit brown. Put some purple in there. A little bit more blue. Putting some ultramarine blue. I had used cerulean blue a little bit ago. See if that's dulled enough because it looks kind of orange. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, there. So he obviously has a mustache or a beard going on under here, so that's what this shadow's from. It's pushing up the mask. So I'm just going in, I'm looking at the photo and adding in little shadows where those parts are on the mask. And I just didn't go dark enough when I was doing this before. So I'm just laying in a little bit darker values here. So I'm going in here, I see a little bit here that I didn't add before. I might even be going a little bit darker, but that's okay. I like to push it a little bit when I'm painting. I actually have a painting behind me that I want to do this too. I noticed yesterday when I was looking at it that it's too light. It has a good likeness, but it's just too light. Pardon me for the clearing of the throat. Alright. It's still a little bit brown. I'm not too happy with the orangey, but you know, it might be okay because I've got some red in the background they're playing and some purple, so it might be okay. This is a little bit darker over here, but not quite that dark, so I'm gonna add some white to it. Isolation. I had forgotten to go back in here and add in shadows for those little dips in the mask. Let's see. I think I might want to lighten this area up a little bit. I'm gonna switch paintbrushes. It's so crazy, you guys. Like, I can tell that I'm weak from being sick still. My arms, like lifting them up to actually paint, it's just kind of painful. And I'm not asking for sympathy, it's just a weird observation. Because I've been cleaning the past 2 days because I realized as an older single adult that it's good if I feel like I'm getting sick to just go ahead and start cleaning as soon as I start to feel sick. That way it doesn't get too crazy dirty while I'm sick. And right now I'm just mixing up some kind of like a light purple. So when I started to feel better, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna start to slowly pick up around the place. And I did. In the past 2 days, I took a lot of breaks, but I thought, a little bit of progress is better than nothing. So I've done like 5 loads of laundry. I've like totally cleaned the living room and the kitchen, the bathroom. The only thing left is my bedroom. But, it's not too bad in there right now. Let's see how this color is. That's what I was looking for. Oh man. Let's see. I can tell that I went back in before and put the lighter color here, but it wasn't quite light enough. I'm gonna come in the shadows here, add purple underneath that blue that's there. I'm not too happy with the nose situation here. Let's see. His nostril, I can see it through the mask. oil to my paintbrush. Mix a little bit more of a purple blue. Got some ultramarine blue and Platinum violet. That's what that is. I need to dull it though with some, let's see, maybe cadmium orange. I need to break the seal though, because it's dry. Oh, I might have done a little bit too much. Add back in some blue. A little bit more oil. Let's see.
Battery 3%.
What?
Charge soon.
So my glasses are telling me that they're already dying. So I'm just looking at where I need to make adjustments. Like, I kind of feel like maybe this isn't dark enough. This area here. So I'm gonna mix a gray and some purple going, so I'll add a little bit more orange, maybe some yellow. Yellow is the complement to purple, so it tends to gray it out. So maybe this is. Whoa, my glasses died. It's the first time I've heard that. Whoa, that's really dark. Might be a little too dark. Add a little bit of Naples yellow white mixture. That's kind of crazy. It's really dark. So dark. Add a little bit more here. Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna add a little bit more white into some gray here. I'm gonna lighten up some of this. Forgot to turn on the chat. Hey, thank you guys. I don't know if you're still watching, but yes, Hard KA fan is Sleep Token. Hey, Chloe, and the Beard Jesus. do my chat overlay so you can see what I'm talking about. We got some people chatting. I'll turn that back off. I completely forgot to switch back my chat so I could see it. I'm really struggling to know if I'm done or not. I remember the last time I was looking at this, I was really frustrated with some parts. So a lot of painting is I'll look back and forth from my reference to my painting, see if there's anything missing. I'll like flutter my eyes back and forth at the different values that I'm seeing. So like right now, for instance, I'm kind of seeing maybe I need a highlight on his nose. I might need to add some highlights up in here. I don't have to. I mean, I'm okay with how it looks right now. But I might want to. I have an hour before I have to go to work, so I have a little bit of time. I'm thinking of maybe putting a highlight here, maybe. Although in my little thumbnail of myself, I think that's okay, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna mix a lighter gray, blue color right there. Excuse me. So I'm just mixing color off camera, just so you know what I'm doing. I think next time I go live, I'm gonna do a wide format so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. So you're not like, what's happening? Let's see. I got a decent little blue mix here. I'm gonna add a little alizarin crimson maybe, just to make it a little more purpley because I do have that red background. Taking some artistic liberties with this one because 3 from Sleep Token seems to really like the color red. So I'm gonna put in a little bit here. I know you can't really tell that there's a little bit of red mixed into this here, but there is. This gray that I just mixed. Whoa, again, capitulate and let me in, 'cause I am a fire. You are dry as bone. You are killing me so, and I know it has to go back and forth and lacerate. I almost don't like that color. It's a little bit too gray. It's okay though. I'll let it dry. I'll come back to it. I'm already noticing here this is too light, so I need to go back over that. He also has a piece of hair that's coming over his eye. I don't know if I want to add that in though. It might take away from the look of it. I don't know. Oh, I see something I'm missing. Okay, I'm gonna add a little speck here because the mask you see on this side has a little bit of a design element here. It's like a little triangle. It's missing that on this side. So I'm gonna mix, or maybe just grab. I've got to wipe this. I have light paint on here, so I have to wipe it off. So I'm just gonna grab the darker color that I had here from before. And I had lost it when I painted in some white the other day. can't really see that too well. Still refuse to shelter me. You're in danger. I'm a long way from home. But you're now on your own, and I ain't. The way you look at me when I'm not understood. So I just added a little bit of light because the picture is really blown out on this spot on his cheek because he seems very fair skinned. So going back in and just lightening that up. And adding a stronger highlight here. Here. And I'm debating how far to come up with this. I might have to use a different color there. And it's really hard for me to tell what color his eyes are. I think they might be brown or dark green. But I'm just trying to paint what I see, and what I see is very dark. So I have mixed like a greenish brown for his eye before. I do feel like it needs a little bit more work. So I'm gonna mix another brown here. Just gonna add a little bit of green, some magenta. Got kind of a dark blue going on. And some violet just to see what that does. It's probably too violet. So I'm gonna mix in a little bit of yellow to dull it out. I made poo-poo green. It's a lot of trial and error when you gotta mix these colors together. I might actually add a little bit of brown just to make it easier on myself. That helped. Okay, I'm gonna switch paintbrushes and wipe this off. I'm actually really frustrated that I have to go to work today. I wish I didn't because I'm actually starting to feel better. Been doing almost nothing but laying in bed for a while. Just, I don't know, adding a little bit of green brown because I don't know what color his eyes are. Take a dog and call me home. I'll picture you when you're all alone now. Go here. So I'm mixing my own black with ultramarine blue and burnt umber for his pupil because I went over it with that green color and it's too light. So I'm painting in my chromatic black. And I'm actually painting back over an area that I had painted before I got sick. Because it's not dark enough for my liking right now. Going around outside of his iris. I forgot what this ring is called. For your enemies, to let them know that they contend with me. And it looks like there's a little bit of shadow right here. Adding that in. His other eye, I can't really see it at all, so I'm going to use some of that black mixture and paint most of it with that. Actually, I'm mixing a little bit more because I didn't mix that much of it before. I'm going to add a little bit of oil so it'll be easier to smooth out. So yeah, here we go. So very difficult to see. Open warfare. I won't fight back. I won't fight back. In your waking moments, so I'm just trying to emphasize this highlight. I think I'm gonna make that highlight a little bit less, but I'm not sure. And in fact, I think this eye maybe doesn't come down enough. And believe it or not, in this picture, it looks like he's looking up, but my painting kind of looks like he's looking at us. I think I like it though that he looks like he's looking at us in my painting, even though it's a little bit off. I'm going to use that black mixture to darken up some of the areas of his mask around the edges where it's too feathered for my liking. Here. Oh, I love this song. Oh, I just noticed something. This is really wide. It should not be that wide. Good thing I'm doing this. Because this should actually be really narrow right here. Need to get some white mixture going and fill that in. This gap right here shouldn't be too wide. So yeah, I do have some work left to do on this painting here. I think I just, ooh, it's really wide too, here and here. Shouldn't be that wide. Here either. Why did I do that? That's weird. Your own way, how could they deal with the pain? Unknown, it was mine too. Is it really you? Oop, I need this. I wish I had a bigger one. That's what she said. That's what he said. This is my mall stick I bought from Jerry's Artorama. I thought it would be bigger. It prevents me from messing up the paint. It's wet on the canvas. For a while, you and I Crushed by silence, no, not the first time. I think it needs to be wider. So I don't wanna do it. Let's search the sky. Ooh, you know. All right. Come here, sucker. Seems to be wider for sure. And up. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Fix this guy. Wanna roll the numbers. Wanna feel myself alone again. Even if it looks like bone skin and the heavens just won't open up for me. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm coming on. Oh. I didn't get close enough with this guy. So let's play. Somewhere the autumn start fusing. I'm still your favorite regret. You're still my weapon of choosing. And out there, stuck in the quantum pattern, tangled with what I never said. You say it doesn't matter. Wanna be forgiven. Chunk up chunks of my own sins, even if it's cracks in the morning, and the heavens just won't open up for me. Oh, I totally missed this, yeah. I gotta go back in with that. Damn it, it's too dark. Blood spool on my blood. A blood spool, I'll come in. weapon of choosing. Stuck in a quantum pattern. Tell you what I never said. It doesn't matter. Oh, I didn't even paint any of this in. Okay. This is why I have to just sit here and paint, because I won't know until I'm here what I need to do. So, I've got how long left? About 20-30 minutes maybe I can paint. Don't touch anything I just did. I need a minimal stick. That's just all there is to it. So the reason I started painting Sleep Token is because I'm obsessed with their music, and I wanted to paint and wasn't really feeling too inspired. Painting a friend of mine, and I liked working on it, but at the time I was like, man, I really should be working on something else. So I decided, hey, I'm really obsessed with this music. Let me paint the band, and then I can decorate my bedroom, because I have a lot of paintings in my apartment right now, and I have more paintings I could hang in my bedroom, but I just didn't really want to be looking at them all the time, and I thought, what better thing to have in my bedroom than Sleep Token? I have had some people ask me if they're for sale. They are for sale, but I did initially start painting them just for me. I didn't expect them to have the attention that they've gotten, but apparently, obviously, I'm not the only person that loves Sleep Token, so here we are. I'm painting them, and just have 4 left to do after this. And I might have a picture picked out for him, but I don't know. Need to go back and look and see what I have. But initially my idea for painting Sleep Token came to me before they changed their masks. So I had wanted to paint them in the old masks, and the new ones came out, and it really threw me off. I didn't really like them at first, but it just seemed too hard for the music to me, but they've grown on me. I like them now. I see the artistry that was put into them, and I like creepy looking things in general anyway, so I might eventually paint the members with their new masks too, because I do see some images sometimes floating around the internet that I think, man, that would be a really good painting, a really cool challenge to do. So there's some images that I've saved of like 2 and 3 with the new masks. I don't think I would paint them this big, but I don't know. Let's see what I'm doing. But I'm basically just painting in the black areas of the mask, because I've started this thing over the past year or so where I basically start painting on a black canvas. So I couldn't tell that I hadn't gone in and actually painted the little black areas of his mask because it was the background. But I need to paint it so that I can go back in with the white and fill it in. It was a little bit too matte to see what was there before. And I'm noticing here that these black areas are a little bit too thick, which is what happened up here too. Golly, I'm starting to get tired already. I can't believe this. Like physically tired, but also like I want to take a nap. I can't because I gotta go to work. And my hand kind of hurts because I had found my Indian bed and I wanted to open it, and when I did that, it was really stuck, the cap. So it kind of gave me Indian burn, funnily enough. I don't know what else you'd call it nowadays. It doesn't sound PC. So I'm just looking at my little thumbnail of me, like you're seeing, just to see what else I want to change. I think I want to change this to less of a blue-gray and more of like a purplish color like this. I don't know though, because I've got some blue-gray over here and I like how that looks. His hoodie is black, so I'm using Artistic Liberty to come up with the color of the highlighted areas. And I'm mostly doing that based off the background because I'm using red. And I think that if this was red in the background, you would see more of that reflected on the highlights. But when I painted 2, I more so had blues, but in his image, it actually did have reds and blues in it already. So it made it a little bit easier. I'm actually still seeing some white chalk too of when I initially drew out my sketch. That's what I started doing with these paintings. I start with a black canvas and then I sketch it with a white pencil, which is very different than how I went to school learning how to do things. But I don't paint with turpentine or mineral spirits anymore. I paint with just oil and paint, so I don't have ventilation in my apartment, so that's what I have to do unless I paint outside. And when I initially learned how to paint, we painted with thinned out paint with turpentine and mineral spirits, but it creates a huge headache. So now I just paint with the oils. Let's see. Yeah, everything is too narrow, so I need to go back in and fill in some of this white. So let's see if this will. I'm getting into the music now, though. It's kind of hard to focus. Infinite, she's an undiscovered element. And if you have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat and I'll answer whatever questions you've got, even if they're silly. See, what's funny though is that this here is too narrow, I think. Between black and white. Oh. And how I come next to me, I see in a different light. I believe how thin I made this before. I might have to spend some time pre-mixing some colors before I do my next live, if I continue to work on this. Because sometimes I overwork it and I don't want to do that. Oh man, I mixed too much oil in my paint, so I'm going to have to let it dry and come back. When you mix too much oil into the paint, it's way too thin, so I'm just gonna do that. I can still see where it's supposed to go, but it's too thin. It's not ready to have nothing what was. Would have been dead fingers lying glued against the floor. You were no longer standing between collapsing walls, wearing a smile like you can't bear it anymore. The bandage that you were is no language. The way that you were. Almost became just a story statue for nobody. I wanna get in your way. I think I can see that the vicious circles over the moment you smile. Just and cast the dust into my touch me. Blacker than an assault, entangled in your trance and absurd. I've got your hopes in me. I know the way that it goes. You get what you give, you reap what you sow. Just like the rain, cast the dust into nothing. I think I'm going to end my live because I have to get ready for work. But thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.